is mandated to approve it and sign it, and that's it. No other options. So where is this going to head to? How is this going to play out? Again, time will tell. The letter written earlier was addressed to INEC. The letter was earlier written by Edison Ehie was addressed to INEC, unless there's another letter we are not aware of, but at least the one that I saw and was aware of was addressed to the INEC chairman, Mahmoud Yakubu, at the time. So what happens from here? That's on one part. On the other side, okay, still on that, the major question is then, why is this issue now becoming a concern? Why is Edison has not resigned? He's still a lawmaker. Why is it now a concern? Some will say perhaps it is because there are individuals that doesn't want him to get the appointment as chief of staff. But if the constitution provides that he can write that letter again, and the Speaker of the Assembly has no option but to sign on it, that means that it doesn't really change anything, does it? Who put out the narrative is another question. What was the reason behind putting out that narrative is another question. Let's also not forget that the Martin Amewule at the time as Speaker suspended Edison Ehie and a few others. Remember? Have they been called back to the House? Big question. That is if we are going to go with the argument that Edison Ehie is still a member of the House and his resignation in the eyes of the Speaker is null and void. So far, we've not heard from the Assembly itself. We would need to hear from the Assembly itself. Away from that is the governor sacking the commissioners, who technically were already sacked by the Supreme Court judgment. So I don't think saying the governor sacked them is appropriate. But for lack of a better way to put it, these commissioners have been sacked because of the Supreme Court judgment. Now, I was giving us a list of the last appointments or screenings that were made by the Speaker of the Assembly, Martin Amewule, at that time, before the political turmoil that followed. And about close to over 5. I know that the Commissioner for Information was one of them. I know that the Commissioner for Agric was another one, who still is. At the moment, I think he doesn't have any other appointment. The Commissioner for Information doesn't have any other appointment, hasn't gone anywhere, it's still there. The Commissioner for Agric, I'm sure, still haven't gotten any other appointment. The Commissioner for Health, the Commissioner for Youth, Women Affairs, Chieftaincy, and Energy. I think these were the guys, some of the last screenings that was carried out by the by Martin Amewule as Speaker of the House. Prior to that, those ones, there was also the screening of course, now Chairman of Obiakpo, among many others, Dr. Gift Walu, among many others, who also have become council chairmen. Some others resigned at that time. The political brouhaha was still, at its lowest form. And some already were resigning. There was the issue of who is leader, who is not, all those talks. And we had people resigning and giving reasons to say why they were resigning. So how are these people going to come back to the ones that are already council chairmen? I think basically what it means is they are council chairmen and nothing can happen. But these are all of the things. But what is important is if the governor, those people sack now, would the governor want to reappoint them? Is he entitled to reappoint them? That's a question. It is within his discretion, many would say. If he wants them to come back or not, that's up to him. The ones that were duly screened, are they going to be reshuffled, or are they going to return occupying that same position that they were occupying before the emergency rule? Let's get your thoughts and contributions now. 0817 923 0002 0817 923 0003, or you can call 0817 923 0007. Any of these numbers and you are through to us in the studio. WhatsApp number is 0809 030 6416. That is the WhatsApp number. It means you can send us a WhatsApp message. The governor should just dissolve cabinet for total rejigging and inclusion. All these tactics are window dressing and resistance of perceived peace agreement. We have gone past Supreme Court judge decision, but politics and political solutions now. Army for Ernest is next. You sent that message in on WhatsApp. This one says the governor should please always work with his assembly members. That is what we need now. I think it goes both ways. They both have to work with each other. Kelvin Frank says, good morning. INEC's position on Edison Ehie's resignation, that they are unaware of Edison's resignation as a lawmaker, as no formal resignation letter was sent. I think INEC has clarified this now. So INEC clarified it. So I don't need to, this message is what's the word? It's outdated. If you followed it, you must have heard the true position of INEC as it concerns that. Okay.